Hey guys, how you going? So, here we are at the end of another week here on the Homestead. It's been another really great week. Of course, I had my birthday at the start, which was really nice. I got some lovely presents from my family, so thank you very much to all of them. And my neighbours actually brought me some presents over as well, which was very unexpected and very nice. So a big thank you to those guys as well. And to all my new subscribers who did subscribe for my birthday, if you're watching this video, thank you very much. Happy to have you with us. And each week what I'll do is basically show you around the homestead, show you everything I've been up to, and show you a few little projects that I've been working on. One of the suggestions I had from Charlie, who is a guy I met in Australia, fantastic bloke, really, really nice man. He subscribed, so if he's watching this one, hey Charlie, nice to have you with us. You suggested I do some tutorials, so this week I will of course include one tutorial, and it's going to be on growing lovely organic corn. Anyway, let's get on with that, and I'll show you what I've been up to. Have a good one, guys. Talk to you later. Okay, so this week's tutorial is going to be on growing some lovely, fantastic organic corn. You just get some amazing results growing corn organically, and the simplest way to do it is just don't do anything to it. What you want to do is take some corn, put it in the ground, leave it alone, and a few months later you get to harvest that beautiful organic corn that we've just seen. So that's this week's tutorial. Hope that helped. I'll try and include some more in future. Well, we did actually continue the corn harvest. Got a fair bit so far. We've still got loads up, and as you can see, we started harvesting sunflowers. The first lot are almost dry enough to be shucking, and this section of corn is almost ready to shuck as well. So I'll probably be starting that next week. Well, as you can see, we've got quite a few little pumpkins growing on the vines now. There are loads more in here. The biggest one is in there behind those leaves. It's an absolute beast. I'll look forward to harvesting that, and I'll show you it when it comes out. Well, we went on a little adventure this week, didn't we, Chonkers? Took her up the mountain, 20 k's for her first real walk. She did very well and has recovered nicely. As you can see, the path is actually starting to overgrow again. But while I'm building the wall, I need to bring the wheelbarrow up and down the path, so I've got these mats down. As soon as I take the mats off, I'll just go over this again with a flame wand and get rid of all that weed regrowth. Well, one little job we did this week was to weed out this. It's actually a melon patch. There's a, you can just see that yellow on the ground right in the middle. That's one of the melons. We've actually got a load more, just little ones coming up there, and there's some in there just starting off. There's a couple more over there. They've done quite well. They're not the best grower, but they are very, very sweet melons. I have no idea what variety they are. They go green. They start green and go yellow. But they're very, very sweet melons. The chickens absolutely love them. And at the back we've got a volunteer squash along with them. Obviously just growing next to the ever-increasing compost heap. Down onto the bottom field, of course, will be this whole thing is set aside now, and we'll be composting all of the corn plants here, because the year after next I do intend to turn this back into a cornfield, irrigation system in the middle there. But yeah, so we'll be composting all of the corn from other places here to put as much of the nutrients that the corn require to grow back into the ground. This is just the start of the pile. It's going to get a lot bigger. Well, as you can see, these chilies are doing very well. We've got lots and lots of chilies on this plant, and still growing, still more flowers. So as soon as these start to split, you can just see little grey bits on their skin, and as soon as they start to split, that's when they're ready to harvest. Even these big ones are a little bit away from that at the moment, but we will have some nice chilies very soon. So as you can see, these lettuce seeds are just starting to come out. I didn't realise this, but they are actually a wind dispersed seed. So what I do is harvest these heads and then put them into a bag to dry out and drop all their seeds. As soon as the majority, the yellow bits disappear and the white bits appear, that's when they're ready. Just snap them off, bag them up, let them dry out, and that's next year's lettuce seeds ready to go. Well, the demolition is continuing. dug out that foundation over there where the spade is, took down that bit of the wall. The next job is going to be dealing with this quite dangerous part. It's holding up all that wood. What I'll probably do is drop the wood first and hope that the wall stays standing, but I doubt it's going to happen, so there might be a lot of moving around. But that's definitely going to be a job for next week, and I still have to remove that last little bit of roof. But we'll see what happens next week. We'll see where we get to, because I need a couple of stones out of here to complete some of those walls. Well, the very first stage of the pond. So these are going to be bridge stones. So I'm going to build a bridge on top of these. They're not in position yet, and two of them are going to become a weir. But the river is going to be running left to right, well, right to left here. And then the fountain is going to be built up here. When I say fountain, it's just a waterfall. And then the main pond itself is going to be roughly where this bonfire is at the moment. Once the bonfire's gone, obviously. Well, these field daisies have been flowering for months now. I decided to leave them, and I was going to let them all finish before I mowed this bit of the lawn. It's on the slightly larger area out here next to where I planted all the extra corn. I've been harvesting some of that. Some of it was ready. As you can see, it's looking a bit thinner over there. Some pretty decent gaps in it. But these flowers, it's been like this all summer. I cannot believe how long these daisies are open for. I mean, absolutely beautiful, but yeah, we'll probably end up cutting these down very soon and turning them into compost. Our beef and burgers oak tree is doing very well, actually. All that yellow growth, that's the new growth, dark leaves underneath. It's doing better than the ones in the tubs, so that's promising. But yeah, beef and burgers tree is getting bigger. Hopefully it'll survive the winter. I might have to give it some protection though. Well guys, obviously it's still very much summer here, but the cherry trees are already starting to turn. As you can see, the leaves are yellowing and starting to drop off. First sign that we're heading towards autumn, but cherry trees do go very, very early. I mean, as you can see, everything else is still lush and green, no signs of change. But the cherries, they're done for the year. They've had enough, and they're going to be dropping their leaves soon. Another thing that I would normally associate with autumn, the blackberries are ripening, which surprised me this year. They're very, very early. I've always thought of them as an autumn fruit, but I'll be going through here. There are lots scattered all around, all through here. It's strawberries and blackberries. Strawberries finished ages ago, but now we'll be picking some blackberries and making some blackberry jam. Well guys, I'm afraid that's about it for this week. As you can see, most of the sunflowers are done. We've still got a few stragglers, still putting on a late display of colour. So these will be the last ones. A couple of weeks I reckon, and they'll be done. We'll drop them, and then we'll start composting in this area. I'll show you what I do. Go through, cut everything down, cardboard it, and then start building compost heaps on top. But as it stands, we've still got the last few little stragglers. And I'm afraid, as I said, that's it for this week. Hope you've had a fantastic week. Enjoy the pictures, and see you next week.